Hello, good morning. So today I'm gonna be filming about how to do this wheat stitch hat. And I hope that you will like my video, and let's get started. To start this project, we're gonna be using a bamboo crochet hook, which is 5.5 millimeter hook, and I am using a 4-ply in the fill yarn from Baguio City. Okay, so to start, we're gonna make a magic circle, and this is how I do my magic circle. We're going to first chain 1, and we're going to have 8 single crochets in the ring. 1, 8. We're going to pull. After doing 8 single crochets, we're now going to slip stitch on top of the first single crochet that we did. So we're gonna slip stitch in there. We will do round 2. We're going to chain 2. And we're going to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So in the same stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Make sure the tail does not get in your way. 1, 2. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets in every stitch. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next. 1, 2. By the end of this round, you're going to have 16 double crochets in total. Now we're going to put 2 more double crochets in the last stitch. Alright, so we're now going to slip stitch, not on the chain 2 that we first made, but it's going to be on the very first double crochet. So we slip stitch on the first double crochet here. Now we're ready for round 3. On round 3, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in the same stitch. 1 and then 2. And we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next. And then we're going to make 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Oops. Okay. 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And then 1 double crochet in the next. Alright, so this is the repeat, and we're going to do that around. By the end of this third round, we're now going to do 1 last double crochet in the last stitch, and we're going to slip stitch on top of the double crochet, the first double crochet that we made. round 4, we're now going to chain 2 again. At the start of each round, we always start with chain 2. The next step is we're going to do front post double crochet. So we're going to do that in the next double crochet. We'll do 2 front post double crochet. So we're going to insert the hook at the back of the double crochet, yarning over, pull through 2 loops and pull through 2 loops. Now we'll do one more time. We will put 1 more double crochets, front post double crochets in the same double crochet where we made the first front post double crochet, 2 double crochets, or 2 front post double crochets in the next 2, then 1 in the next. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 front post double crochets, and then in the next 2 double crochets we're gonna make 2 front posts in each of the double crochets. Let's do it one more time. So make 2 front post double crochets in the next, 1 more front post double crochet in the same double crochet, and then we're going to make 1 front post double crochet in the next, and then 1 more front post double crochet in the next, and then we move on to the next. We make 2 front post double crochets and then 2 individual front post double crochets in the next 2 double crochets. Okay, so we're going to repeat that until we get to the end of the round 4. Okay, so to end round 4, we're now going to slip stitch as always on the first double crochet. That's the end of round 4. Alright, so round 5, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 2 front post double crochet in the next 2 double crochet. So we're gonna make 1 front post double crochet and then 1 more in the second double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 1 front post double crochet in each of the next 4 double crochets. So we're gonna do that for the next 4 double crochets. Okay, so it is very important to keep your counting right, because this is the part where we're going to start making the wheat stitch, or maybe the puff stitch. So we're gonna be putting it along this part. So it is important to make sure that you have counted right from the first round. Okay, so after putting 4 front post double crochets, you chain 2, and then 4 front post double crochets in the next 4 double crochets. And then chain 2. and then 4 front post double crochets. And the next 4. Okay, and then you chain 2, and you keep repeating that until we get to the last stitch. By the end of this round, you should be able to have 4 remaining front post double crochets. So after chaining 2, the last 2, you'll have last 2 double crochets there. So you're going to do 2 more front post double crochets, and then you notice that when you finish it, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're gonna have 8 groups of 4 front post double crochets in between chain 2 spaces. So as always, we're gonna slip stitch on the first double crochet that we made in this round. Alright, so as you can see, when we chain 2 in between, it's unnoticeable. Yeah. And we have 4 groups, or maybe 8 groups of 4 front post double crochets in between those chain 2 spaces. Okay, so round 6, we're still going to chain 2, and we're going to make 2 front post double crochets in the next 2 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 2, and we do single crochet on the chain 2 space. And then we're going to chain 2 again, chain 2 again, and then we're going to make 4 front post double crochets in the next 4 front post double crochets. So with this hat, we always do front post double crochets in every round. Have but 4 front post double crochets. We're now going to chain 2, single crochet in the chain 2 space, and then chain 2, and then 4 front post double crochets in the next. So we're going to repeat this until we get to the end of the round. Okay, so do not forget the chain 2 in between single crochets. Okay, so chain 2, and then yeah, just keep on repeating that until we get to the end of the round. So we're almost at the end of the round. We're going to chain 2 again, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet, chain 2, do not forget, and then we do 2 more front post double crochets in the last two. Okay. By the end of this sixth round, we're going to slip stitch on the very first double crochet. So that's round 6. So round 7, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to make 2 front post double crochets in the next 2 front post double crochets. And then we're going to chain 1. Alright, now after chaining 1, we're going to make puff stitch. So we yarn over, then we pass through the single crochet. That's counted as 1. We'll do 3 more, so 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to pass through all the loops, then we chain 2, and then we do it again in the same stitch. We're now going to make 1 half double crochet, and we make 2 more, 3 more, 2, 3, 4. Then we pass through all the loops again, and we do chain 2. Now we're going to make 4 front post double crochets in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, and we're going to do 1 puff stitch on top of the single crochet. So to do this, we yarn over, we pass through the single crochet, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we pass through all the loops, then we chain 2, then we do 1 more puff stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, and then we're going to have 4 front post double crochets, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to make 2 puff stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through all the loops, chain 2, 1 more puff stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then chain 2 again, and do 4 front post double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the pattern for this round. So we make puff stitches. Alright, and we're going to repeat that until we get to the end of the round. Alright, so we're almost at the end. So now we're going to chain 1, we're going to do 2 more puff stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so chain 2, 1 more puff stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then chain 2, and then do not forget the last 2 front post double crochets here. So we're gonna put 2 front post double crochets, and then we're going to slip stitch on the very first double crochet that we've made in this round. Alright, so that's the end of the 7th round. Round 8, we're now going to chain 2. 1, 2, we're going to do 2 front post double crochets in the next 2 front post double crochets, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to make 2 more puff stitches, this time in the chain 2 space between the 2 puff stitches, and then we chain 2 again and make another puff stitch 1, and then we chain 2 again, and then we're going to put 4 double crochets or 4 front post double crochets. Sorry about the dogs, they're always barking at night. Alright, so you have 4 double crochets, then we're going to chain 2 again, and we're going to make puff stitch 2, 3, 4, go through all the loops, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through all the loops, then chain 2, and then we're going to do the same for round 9 and 10. Okay, so we're almost at the end of the round. We'll do our final puff stitches here, so we're gonna put 2 more. And chain 2, and then 2 front post double crochets in the last. And do not forget to slip stitch on the first double crochet. Alright, now we're going to make 2 more of this round. Going to do round 11 after this. So we're now going to do round 11. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 2 or 1 front post double crochet in the next 2 front post double crochet, and then we chain 2, single crochet in between the puff stitch. Okay, so chain 2 after putting single crochet in between the puff stitch, and then we're gonna do front post double crochet in the next 2, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we do front post double crochets, chain 2 again, and then single crochet in between the puff stitch, chain 2 again, and then we do front post double crochets in the next 2 front post double crochets, we chain 2 again, and then we're going to put 1 front post double crochets and another 1 front post double crochets, chain 2. So we're gonna repeat that around. I'm almost at the end of the round, and in my last 2 front post double crochets here, I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to slip stitch on top of the first front post double crochet to end round 11. So round 12, we're gonna chain 2. We're gonna put 2 front post double crochets in the next 2. And then 1 more front post double crochet. We're going to chain 2, and then we're going to have 2 front post double crochets in the next 2 front post double crochets. Okay, so as you can see, we're skipping the puff stitches here, but we're having another one here. So we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet, and then chain 2 again, and then we're gonna do 2 front post double crochets. Okay, and then we're gonna make chain 2. We're going to do 2 front post double crochets, chain 2 again. We're going to do 1 single crochet in the chain 2 space, and then chain 2 again, make 2 front post double crochet in the next 2 front post double crochet, chain 2, and we do 2 front post double crochet in the next 2 front post double crochet, we chain 2, we single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2 again, and then we do 2 more front post double crochets. Okay, so we'll repeat that around. So to end this round, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then do not forget to do a single crochet here in the last chain 2 space, single crochet, and then chain 2, and then slip stitch on the very first front post double crochets that we did in this round. So we're gonna slip stitch here, and that's the end of the round 12. We're now on round 13. On round 13, we're gonna chain 2 again, and we're gonna make 1 front post double crochet in the first, and then 1 front post double crochet in the second, and then we're going to make 2 more front post double crochets. Okay. Alright. And then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make a puff stitch. Okay, so let's do our first puff stitch here in a single crochet. And then we chain 2, make one more puff stitch, and then chain 2 again, and then we're going to do 4 front post double crochets in the next 4 front post double crochets. Now we're doing this to close our little cutie thing here. So we're closing it, and then we're making another one here. So we're going to chain 2 again, and then we're going to make 2 more puff stitch. And we're going to put 1 front post double crochets in each of the next 4 front post double crochets. Alright, so that's what we're going to repeat for this round. Well, I'm at the end of my round 13, and I did my last puff stitch, and I'm going to slip stitch on top of the front post double crochet. We're now on round 14, and we're gonna do chain 2. We're gonna do 1 front post double crochet, 2 front post double crochet, and then 1 more front post double crochet. Oh, we have 1 more. So we did 4 front post double crochet. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to make puff stitch again. So we're going to make 2, 1, and we're going to make 4 front post double crochets, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to make puff stitch again. Chain 2, and we're going to do front post double crochets in the next 4. We're going to repeat this around. So made my last puff stitch there, and now I'm going to slip stitch on the first double crochet that I've made in this round. And let's do 2 more of this round. 2 more of this round. So after doing round 14, 15, and 16. We're gonna do round 17. And to start, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And we're going to do 1 front post double crochet in the next 4 and 4th. After that, we're gonna chain 1 and we're gonna single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 1, and we're gonna do front post again, chain 1, single crochet in the chain 2 space, and then let's do the front post again 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we will repeat that. Now to end this round, we're going to slip stitch on the double crochet. Okay, so round 18, you're gonna chain 2 and you will do 1 front post double crochet in the next 4, and then we're gonna do 1 half double crochets, 1 half double crochets in here in this chain space here, and then 1 half double crochets after the single crochet here, and then after doing half double crochets, we're going to continue on putting front post double crochets again. We're going to do 4. Do 4. Okay, and half double crochets again in the space. Skip the single crochet and do half double crochets in the next, and do front post double crochets in the next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the repeat for this round. So I'm at the end and I'm going to slip stitch here on the first front post double crochet. Alright, so we're almost done. So to end this round, we're just going to do front post double crochets, 2 rows of front post double crochets. So we're gonna do chain 2, and then we're just going to do front post double crochets in every stitch around. Okay, and we will do 2 rows of that. Right, so to end this round, I'm just going to slip stitch on the first front post double crochet that we first made, And there you go. This is the final round. And you can add more rows if you want to, but I think I'm gonna be adding one more set of wheat stitch to make it even longer, because I want to make it a slouchy hat. So maybe I'm gonna show you after I finish doing this one. So yeah, this is it so far. So this is what I've made so far, and I repeated round 11 to make one more set of wheat stitch, and then I'm going to have maybe 2 rows of front post double crochets. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to chain 2 and then make 1 front post double crochet and then another one, and then 1 single crochet. I will also make a front post double crochet, and then the next single crochet I'm gonna make front post double crochet. So this is what we're going to do for the whole round, so to make the brim of this hat. And I'm gonna try to make 2 rows of this, and I'm gonna show you later.